Hello again. I'm Marty Janeski, and along with my good friend Ken Montroy, we're your host of the local sports wrap-up here on Wyandotte Cable. Today is May the 4th, 2019. Ken, it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
I'd take the 5th myself,
Oh, that's good. I like that.
whether I was in court or the bar.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, busy week last week, except for the rain and everybody getting rained out. Last week, well, today, let's start with today. Today, we got the Y-High down on the water. They're rowing again. They rowed last week. What do you got so far today, Ken?
Well, I got a question about that. We have the seniors that go, and they have different categories, the seniors, the novice, the women's. Do you know how, whenever they start, do you know how long the races go, approximately?
I do. They're not 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes.
So for them 6 or 8 minutes, they're just tearing up the water. And you told me that they go against the current?
Against the current.
Wow.
They row against the current. And last week, that current was moving.
Right onto the shore.
Yes, yes.
They showed the American Legion, and the water was actually going over the edge. So you could sit right there and fish if you wanted to, I suppose.
Wouldn't have to cast out
Couldn't
very
have
far.
to cast out too far.
So what's going on today? I know we have early results.
Yes, we do. Results? Yes.
Well, not prelims.
Well, yes, we have the men's senior, Huron A, Perrysburg, and Grosse Ile qualified, first, second, and third. And in the other men's senior, we've got Roosevelt, Huron B, and Perrysburg B. That must be Perrysburg, Ohio.
Yeah, I would say.
I would say. A lot of water down there. And then for the women's novice, we have Northview, Roosevelt, and Perrysburg again. Oh, a lot of rowers down there. And we also have the women's junior with Grosse Ile A and Huron B and Central Catholic.
Catholic Central. Central Catholic?
Well,
Interesting.
Catholic Central, don't know who they are. And Huron in the also in the women's junior, we have Huron A, Perrysburg again, and Trenton. All right, Trenton A. And then for the women's novice, we have Huron and Trenton. Fantastic, Trenton's doing
So
good.
we air at noon on Saturday. If you catch us and you see it on, shoot down to the water. They'll be rowing all day. Last week, we had a great turnout by our Wyandotte girls and boys. Let's
We
see.
did, huh? How'd they do?
Well, they shared the title. Wyandotte Roosevelt shared the title with Riverview last week.
Sweet.
When the Hebda, it was the Hebda.
Hebda Cup?
When it Challenge Cup, when it wrapped up last week, on Saturday afternoon, 2 of the 3 championships won were split by 2 teams, Wyandotte Roosevelt and Riverview. They tied for the combined points trophy as the 2 finished the day racing on the Detroit River with 37 points each between their men's and women's teams. On the women's side, it was Roosevelt and Trenton on top with 16 points each. Overall, 9 teams competed in what was the 55th annual Hebda Cup.
I got a question.
I got an answer.
Fantastic. Hebda Cup. Is that an acronym for something, or some guy named Hebda donated a lot of money, 50, how many years?
Or code 55.
55 years ago, donated a lot of money, and he said, hey, call the cup after me.
We need my wife here because she rode. I don't know. I don't have that answer.
I thought you told me you had an answer. Well, okay.
They,
On to tennis.
No.
Oh, no?
On the cruise, actually, they row against the grain, against the current, like Ken said. If you don't know, they start on the north end of Grosse Ile.
Oh, I didn't know.
And,
North end of Grosse Ile.
They start over there, and then between the western shore of Grosse Ile and Wyandotte shore. So both start south of BASF, over by the toll bridge, and they work their way north, finishing back at basically Bishop Park.
Nice.
7 minutes of rowing, and a little longer, 8 minutes of rowing for the girls. You know, the boys get it done in about 7 minutes. And
Don't be dissing them women.
no. Well, the Roosevelt men won the Junior 4, and they took second in the Novice 8 last week.
Great.
Actually, it took second in the novice 8, the varsity 4, the junior 8s, and the lightweight, and varsity 8. So the Roosevelt boys finished second in everything, and the women finished first in the novice 8, second in the junior 8, and third in the varsity 8 and the novice 4.
When you say women, what age group is that?
That's
Just
high school
curious.
kids.
High school kids?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And what they do, basically, I mean, today they're rowing, and
Yeah.
last night was prom. Okay,
Prom?
so
Prom
I hope
night?
no one stayed out late last night, because now
Oh,
they're out.
no one stayed out late. Oh, sure. Okay. Just because you didn't stay out late on your prom night.
It's a long time ago.
But anyway, getting back to the men's senior, they started at 10:30, so it's about 10 to 11. So if you're, how long them races last? You probably missed it then.
7-8 minutes.
7-8 minutes, yeah. Well, they started at 10:30. That was the men's senior and the women's novice.
And they're racing all day.
Yes.
The prelims go on, and then the finals will be this afternoon.
This afternoon?
Yes.
Nice.
And I've only been down there a couple times.
Oh.
And to see it. It's,
Have you?
It's interesting stuff. And I mean, so far we haven't had any word of any boats tipping. But last week, remember,
It takes all the fun out of
that
watching.
was cold water. That's all I could say. Cold water.
Coldwater sounds like a town in Michigan. Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, though, racing, today's Kentucky Derby.
Derby Day.
Yes, it's Derby Day. For any of you novices out there, the hot numbers are 7 and 16 today. At least I hope they are, because that's what I went down and that horse is that I enjoy is Maximum Security, number 7. Number 16, Game Winner. And as coaches, we enjoy game winners, don't we?
We enjoy game winners.
Yes, yes. So hopefully we get a game winner here today.
You know, the Derby's just for entertainment.
Of course it is. And if the 7 and 16 come in, it will be sure be entertaining for me.
There you go.
But
I heard we had the all area, all district.
oh, we're done with the horses, huh? Well, I just want to let you know that my favorite horse got scratched, Omaha Beach.
Well, that's apparently was everyone's favorite horse, because as a novice, as you are discussing, as a novice horse race fan, and I have a lot of friends that feed the horses, okay? That's the term we use, feed the horses. And as we go on, the favorite, what was the real reason, basically?
Sore throat.
The horse that was favored won all the prelim races, had the fastest times, apparently can't breathe.
Well, I think what had happened is that when they went out there, they kind of said something's kind of wrong with the horse. Go talk to him, Marty. And they gone back and said, dang, that horse got a sore throat.
The horse whisperer went up.
The horse whispered. Well, the horse couldn't whisper back. He said there's something wrong. But anyway, I guess they did some tests and they said he had a sore throat. I'm not sure how they come about all that. It'd be a long throat to look down, but he got a sore throat, which really bummed me out. So I had 7-1-16, and now it's just 7-16.
That's okay. Good
But,
luck to you.
hey,
I guess
thank you.
when the show airs later in the week, we'll know how you did.
Oh, you'll see me next Saturday knowing how I did if my pockets are all out. I didn't do too well. But we do have the girls basketball team. Well, the girls' dream basketball team, all downriver. We had Samantha Smith, a junior, which is nice. She's coming back for her senior year next year. She averaged 14 points, 9 rebounds, 1 block per game. Now, being a forward as you were in your playing days, you can appreciate that.
That's a Wyandotte girl?
That's a Wyandotte Roosevelt girl.
Nice.
And then we also had the All News Herald first team, Lillian Corby. She's a senior. She finished out her career with Wyandotte Roosevelt, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds per game.
And the goalie on the soccer team. Yes.
Oh, that's the goalie?
That's the goalie on the soccer team.
Oh, you'd think she'd have blocked more shots.
Well, in basketball,
the ball's
they're
about
not-
the same
they're
size,
not throwing
isn't it?
Right at you. Basketball.
Oh, they're not?
In soccer, they're kicking it right
If I'm
at
a
you.
forward, they're throwing it at the net. Am I underneath it? Okay, well. Anyway, nice job there, Miss Corby.
And I believe Jay's daughter was honorable mention.
Oh,
I had scanned
sorry,
through the
Jay.
paper. I had
Hope this
scanned
doesn't
through-
affect you coming on the show next time. I
Correct.
forgot.
No, I just read it. I just read it the other day.
Oh, okay.
That the honorable mentions, Jordan Terrence.
Jordan, fantastic.
She was honorable mention for basketball.
I did see that. I guess I'd forgotten Jay's last name.
No, that's okay.
Nothing personal, Jay. Fantastic.
Also, last week was a big tennis weekend because there was an invite. The Trenton invite was last weekend, and we have results for that. I have results for that.
Fantastic. Before we get into that, I just got a question.
All right.
Tennis. Are they playing on cement? They playing on clay? They playing on
All the courts in the area are pretty much cement or blacktop.
I wonder how many shoes they go through a year, because I played tennis, and it seemed like I was coming out of my shoe all the time. They were ripping. Of course, they were cheap Converse, nothing personal,
Back then,
Mom.
yes.
But they were, today they don't. I understand, although that basketball player for Duke came out of his shoe and hurt his knee on it, but as a rule, they don't come out of their shoe. I wonder if they go through a pair of shoes a year.
Oh, easily, I'm sure.
Easily? Yeah.
I'm sure. Probably every 6 months. I mean, if you're running on that, see, it's one thing to run on a basketball court.
Correct.
And we're
Tiled.
Right,
wood.
right. We're outside, blacktop and concrete. I mean, look at all the tennis courts in the city areas. They're all poured concrete mostly. Roosevelt has a nice court behind the school, and there's also one over at Pulaski Park, and those both appear to be, one is blacktop, one is concrete, if my memory serves. I don't pay attention as I drive by. I'm watching the road. But
With
that
two
being
hands
said,
on the wheel.
with 2 hands on the wheel. That being said, I'm sure they eat up shoes, especially if they're practicing every day. And the real tennis kids are doing it year round. You know, you have 3 sport athletes and you have the other. Anyway, though, 7 of 8 schools from last year Invitational: Woodhaven, Carleton, Gibraltar, Carlson, Riverview, Southgate, Anderson, and our own Wyandotte Roosevelt, returned to the tournament last week. By day's end, when it was all said and done, it was Roosevelt coming out on top with 20 points. Now, I'm going to assume you get a point for every match you win. Maybe 2, who knows. Our number 1 singles, our best girl on the team, Sharish Antoine, unfortunately lost to Trenton's number 1 girl in the singles final for the number 1 seeds, but she finished second at the tournament.
Absolutely.
Out of all the girls that were there, you figure there's 8 number 1s. She's second individual, so that's a great accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And I'll pull a Ken.
There you go.
And the number 2 singles, Brooklyn Neifert, who I coached in softball when they were growing up as a kid, and I know her dad really well. She won 3rd place.
Brooklyn Eifert?
Yep, beating the airport girl.
What is her status in school? Is she a junior, senior? Senior,
yes.
Oh, okay.
The number 3 singles title, Reese Blackledge, our own, Wyandotte Roosevelt.
Beautiful.
Defeated the Carlson girl, Haley Ibrahim. And that was, she won the number 3 title. The number 4 singles title, our 4th seed, also won.
Nice.
Madeline Van, she defeated the Woodhaven girl. So she won her singles match.
She a junior or senior? She coming
I
back?
do not know. I do not know.
Come on back.
The number 1 doubles, the team of Sarah Hayner and Cecilia Kajawa of Wyandotte. They were runner-up in the number 1 doubles spot. So that was in the girls, yes. And the number 2 doubles final, Madison Balsas and Grace Wagoner, they were champs. They got a point for the team. I'm going to guess you get 2 points to win and 1 to. We'll get the tennis coach on here and he'll explain how that all works. Yes.
Same thing with the golf coach.
Yes. Contact us. Local sports wrap-up. Contact the city. The number 2 doubles. Oh, I got that one. The number 3 doubles title, Roosevelt again. Sydney Tarnowski and Riley Crosby defeated the Riverview girls. So we won another division there. Nice. And the number 4 doubles, 2nd place in the number 4 doubles, Braylon Matalonis and Hannah Grip finished 2nd. And so the tennis team in Wyandotte looking pretty strong.
Fantastic. Did you ever play tennis?
you know,
Recreationally?
yes, yes. I mean, I lived right down the street from the tennis courts. We played baseball in those tennis courts. We played tennis in those tennis courts. I never played organized tennis.
I did for Huff for a little while, and enjoyed it. Doubles is a challenge because you have to learn. You have to let them
Who's
get
getting
their
the ball?
shots right,
Who's getting the ball?
and running into them. And Coach yelled at me quite a bit because I used to playing by myself and running, and it just you have to share the board, and that became a little bit of an issue. It's a mental game too. You have to know when you can't get that shot. You're not gonna. When you can't get that shot, you can't be running all over. You have to conserve a little bit of energy because these girls at this level, they wear it just like you said about their shoes, their knees, their whole body. It's something you can do as you get older, and it's very healthy. Like basketball that we played, and you kind of quit doing it as you get older.
I have watched on TV the professional level way back in the day, and they would comment occasionally on how that pro or this pro, they go down a couple points in a set. Let's say they're down 4-2. They call it tanking because it's a best of 5 sets. So they'll tank that second set, conserve some energy so they can come back in set number 3 or set number 4. So yes, you have to be, those guys play for hours.
Hours.
You know? And a meet like this, I'm sure they're playing for hours.
Correct.
So yeah, they're in great shape. It's not unlike going to a basketball tournament. All the tournaments, all the school tournaments are all day long. So whether you're softball, I'm sure, you know, all of them. Wrestling, softball.
Brings us right back to the point of why we fed the kids.
Yes,
because
yes.
that tank gets a little empty.
They'll have a problem with that at the tournaments because the parents chip in and everything's there.
They have a little buffet when they get
spread.
done.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
It's
nice.
a great spread.
Can the coach get in there?
Well, as a parent, I would sit there going, I got to drive to McDonald's, you know. So what else is going on there?
Well, just last week we didn't get a chance to say this, Marty, and I have to say this, you know, based upon our wives. But ballroom dance lessons are at the Downriver Council for the Arts, which is 81 Chestnut, 734-720-0671. Now, they dance on Tuesdays between 7 and 8, or the other class between 8 and 9, whatever fits. But I got to tell you, the wife and I took ballroom dancing, and it was quite enjoyable. It's something that maybe your wife would like to have.
My wife would love to do ballroom dancing. She has been bugging me for a long time.
Yes. And one of the things
One of these days, sweetheart.
One of the things you do that they teach you, because we're all kind of not fleet of foot, you tangle up, you tangle out. And that's kind of a basic steps. It's very interesting, very entertaining, dancing, dipping, but don't let her go. She will be mad. But they also have that, that's going on. That's going to go on pretty much all summer. Again, the phone number is 734-720-0671. It does cost you a little bit of money, but
Downriver Council for the Arts.
Right. It's definitely worth it, Marty, because...
And if anyone's interested, really, the guy that's afraid to get on the dance floor at a wedding, let's say, you know,
Correct.
I'm not going to get up there. I'll embarrass myself. Well, first of all, you have the rock back and forth. You don't have to put on a great show when you get on a dance floor.
Just be sober enough to come back when they rock this way and rock that way.
And that will give you the basics. That will give you the basics, and there's absolutely nothing wrong, you know, learning how to dance. And heck, bring one of your neighbor couples, you know, go find some friends, join together.
Anybody ever teach you how to dance? Not that I watch you dance.
I can say no.
Okay, I had a girl that taught me how to dance to the song, the show. Dang it, Do the Hustle.
Do the Hustle dance.
So I sat and practiced that, and at least you could get out, and the girls were like, "Wow, that's great." Because once we left high school, there were a whole lot of girls around.
Very few. The hustle, you know, DJ's job at a wedding. How we get on wedding talk? DJ's job at a wedding is to keep the dance floor full. And there's a handful of songs that there are choreographed steps to. The hustle being one of them, you know, but everything's a version of that.
Correct,
Now-
and that's how you deviate from it. Just like in coaching basketball or something like that. I'm not teaching you something that's brand new. I'm just doing a little deviation from it, and I'm sure you're going to deviate from it too. But that's how we work with that.
Balance and control. I mean, all I ever teach is balance and control in bowling. And same in, you know, softball. Coach that forever. Hockey, you know, coach that forever. You got to have balance. Like in softball, you can't swing out of your shoes. You have to be in control. There has to be a finish point to that swing. Well, in golf, there has to be a finish point to that swing. In bowling, there has to be a finish point to that swing.
Good point. In fact, I was watching college softball, and very entertaining sport to watch. And this young lady, when she swung her bat, she stuck her left foot out. She was left-handed. Stuck her left foot out and went past the box and was called out because she hit the ball and she was called out. And kids, people don't understand it. Just like you said, you have to remain in control. You could turn your foot forward, you just can't go towards plate.
Right, and they also, you know, that never gets called when they're slap hitting. You know, they run from the back of the box to the front of the box, and they never get called for being out of the box, which I think they've been cracking down on lately. Because girls would be halfway to the pitcher.
I agree. I agree.
And they're slapping it. So, and they're halfway to first base, too.
2 times in that game, the umpire called that girl out. 2 times. And I thought the same thing that you said. That's kind of quick. But anyway, getting
so
back
I
to
can't imagine.
things that are coming up.
Yeah, I can't imagine the rainouts. I know the soccer team played. I did read they lost to Southgate 2-0. And I did see that in the local updates. But what do we got next week?
Next
for
week
soccer?
we got soccer on May 6th. Wyandotte's going to be at Woodhaven.
That's Monday? That's Monday, yes.
Yes.
Because it's May the 4th
Right.
be with you. But you're taking the 5th.
Absolutely. And on Wednesday, I believe, the 8th, Wyandotte is against Trenton. 6 o'clock.
Ah.
Now for the baseball, should it be dry enough? Because we've been having some issues
And
there.
its schedule doesn't look any better
Oh.
coming up. Today and tomorrow, no rain. I'm going to attempt to cut my grass when I get home. It's only this high. We're going to, so I can't imagine they're going to start playing in a week or two. They're going to play every day.
Correct.
You know, right now, they're probably still scheduled for their Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. What do you got over there?
I got for the Downriver softball. I got Wyandotte's at Huron on the 4th, which would be today, 2 o'clock. And then also 12 o'clock, Salem was at Wyandotte at 12 o'clock here. So they played at 12 and 2.
Must be at
Yeah, it must be a tournament.
Downriver, yeah.
Right.
That's the day after prom. Also,
They
he
played
has
at
12
9.
seniors.
What's that?
Jay has 12 seniors on his squad, and it's the day after prom. We'll see how it works out.
And is he coaching girls or the boys?
He does the girls.
Oh. Well,
What else we got here? We got next week, Tuesday, Wyandotte versus Woodhaven. Big game, softball.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They
So,
are
you
very
know,
tough.
Woodhaven just got slapped by Allen Park 7-0.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
well, I'm just saying.
be careful how you say that because
We got to play Allen Park. Wednesday, they're playing Carlson. They're home at Carlson. And Thursday, home against Lincoln Park. Baseball schedule, you've got Woodhaven 5-7. No, we haven't done that yet. Okay, they're playing Woodhaven on Tuesday. Wednesday, they're playing home at Lincoln Park. Next week, they have 3 games scheduled. Softball has 3 games scheduled. That's probably going to change. We'll talk about that next week.
Absolutely. In tennis, we got Wyandotte's against Dearborn on the 10th, which I believe would be Friday.
Yes.
Okay, so.
We got the Catholic League here. We've got Gabriel Richard at Cabrini on the 7th. And Friday, Gabriel Richard versus
Warren
Regina. Yeah, on Friday. It looks like that one is away. Well, as we wrap up another week there, sir, good luck to your picks.
Oh, thank you. I hold high hopes and a lot of cash.
Tonight
in those
is
picks.
May 4th, as you know, Star Wars night at Tiger Stadium. So, Ken, it's always an honor. For Marty Chinesky and Ken Montroy, we're your hosts of your local sports wrap-up. We will see you in 1 week, and thank you for watching. Hi, Mom.
Bye, Mom.